Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. It's the Summit 3, presented by Gigabyte China Qualifier, in the last and final series, and the last and final game. That is right, a best-of-5 series has quickly become a best-of-1, and somehow, someway, EHOME have found their way to fight right back in game number 4, and LGD, with their prestigious Whisk Tiny combo, was just not enough for ZYF in his impressive jug play. This is getting real exciting real fast, so I don't want to wait any longer. I'm KotLGuy bringing you the coverage, and I got GoDz with me remotely. GoDz, I am percolated and excited as all hell. I don't know which of these two teams is going to make it to the house, but this is not a 75-25 series. These teams have looking pretty damn strong. 50-50, if I have to say, right down the middle.
Oh man, I'm as excited as it gets. Like, the 4 plays over. Let's get right to it. I want to see this game 5. I don't think we're going to see any kind of... that was the big thing. Game 4, LGD is like... I feel like they got overconfident when they went for that Whisk Tiny opening 2 picks. It wasn't their style. It's not something they normally go to, especially as an opening 2 picks. It's one thing to get as your 3rd and 4th pick, but I think they're going to stay well away from that Whisk Tiny this game. Maybe they bring out the MMY Wisp again, but I don't think they want to do it with the Tiny. It just doesn't seem to suit them, because that was one of Sylar's worst performances I've seen in a long while.
Well, we'll see here as the opening seems pretty standard here. You got your Sniper, Vengeful Spirit banned from LGD. EHOME, they rid of the Storm Spirit. We won't be seeing the Blue Boy at all this whole series. And Batrider as well, who've been banned out every game. And now the opening, we're going to see Queen of Pain once more. LGD, well, they felt strong already with their maybe Shadow Fiend, and they're going to keep at it while they can as they put their first pick priority on that. Now we'll see where EHOME look to take it from here. Lamb has been showing a lot of strong stuff with his support play. We have your Earthshaker options there. Or they could put a bit into getting something to counterback the Shadow Fiend early on. You got to remember the game where LGD really had an impressive Shadow Fiend game is when they were able in the second banning phase to take it back and eliminate mid lane candidates to the Shadow Fiend. But they're not going to go for it right away. It looks like EHOME are going to stop off and grab the Treant Protector for themselves.
Okay, so I was thinking that Earthshaker is maybe a pick that LGD could consider here, or even EHOME would maybe go with the second pick. It seems Yao 2 games in a row. So far, Earthshaker's won 3 out of 3 games it was picked, or I don't think it was touched in the first game, or maybe it was banned out. But Yao won game 2 and 3 with it. EHOME with Lamb took it in game 4, but for now, both teams going to leave it at least for the second pick stage with LGD going for one of their go-to supports. They really like this Rubik.
Yeah, Rubik, Ancient Apparition, these seems to be easy go-tos, and yeah, like you said, the Earthshaker as well. You know, can't fault on Rubik too much. It's been doing a lot of work. He's got the telekinesis for early aggression and setup. Can almost be like, you know, the free and easy Yules, whether it sets up a good set of raises or a Requiem even. You got plenty of options to steal here between Queen of Pain. You can get an easy access Blink Dagger with that. And, of course, Treant Protector, you know, your own nature's guys, Leech Seed / Living Armor. All that ain't too shabby. EHOME, I think this is a smart call. We saw what Sylar could do with Lycan, and I believe what was game number 3. So they don't want to deal with that. LGD, they've had enough of the ZYF jug, and they feel like it deserves a ban. On top of that, the Lion as well. So this is a lot of respect from both sides. Not kind of doing bans that counter their lineups, but bans that they've had trouble with in this series already. And that's a good call to make, and we might see some fresh faces pop up in this draft.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay, so what's it going to be? I like the Lycan ban from EHOME. Definitely a problem here with this Shadow Fiend Lycan dual core that EHOME weren't even close. It was a 20-minute stomp back in game 2 when that came out, so we'll see what this second ban is going to be. If it's going to target another Sylar here, or maybe even the Earthshaker gets banned out. I don't know. I don't really think EHOME want the Earthshaker and Treant as their support duo. It just seems a bit too weak, and having the 2 melee supports, both of which aren't really high impact enough, seems like a bad idea. So maybe you want to ban out the Earthshaker here, but we'll see. Yao's Earthshaker's been solid, but maybe not a hero there as concerned about as some of the other possibilities. It's going to be the Brewmaster ban.
Yeah, but they've been doing this ban a lot. And LGD are not going to be able to pick it up whatsoever. And, all right, we're going to have a Lanham Shadow Shaman Haven't seen it yet this series, but he's been picking it up religiously almost throughout this China qualifier, and it's not really a surprise. He's one of the few supports that still have this as a go-to. I mean, you can understand that, you know, when a Lion's not there and available, Shadow Shaman kind of offers a bit of the same versatility, you know, double sets of CC and lockdown between his Shackle and then his Hex, and then you get your nuke and wave clear, of course, with your Ether Shock, but instead of the burst potential of a finger, you can do some extra objective gaming with your Serpent Ward instead. And, you know, this kind of just falls into uniform as a good support grab for them. Gives a nice balance between your defensive support with your Treant Protector, who can kind of move around and give you an extra bit of intel, and your Shadow Shaman, who can play a bit more aggressive early on and try to set up some early ganks, because that's where Shadow Fiend seems to be at his weakest, is when he's pressured into the early games. So we'll see if LGD kind of consider getting anyone to help out this Shadow Fiend a bit. I'm surprised that we haven't seen a whole lot of like Skywrath Mage picked up, but no Skywrath, as it's an Earthshaker here and now. I mean, we don't know yet if it's going to be a Yao offlane Earthshaker, but for now, not really a surprising grab nonetheless.
No. Yeah, whether it's Yao on the offlane or a support pickup for Zhao Wei or MMY, it seems to be a good hero for LGD Gaming. And kind of with you, the Shadow Shaman pick, it doesn't seem like you get enough reward from pushing early tails with the Serpent Wards, and I think the one big thing is EHOME really want to make sure they have good lockdown. So Shadow Shaman with Hex as well as Shackles. If you get to a late game scenario, having a support with Hex is huge. And that's where LGD banned out the Lion. So I think EHOME went to the Shadow Shaman as like the next best thing. Kind of recognizing that this is a game 5, things are tense. Teams are going to be playing a lot more cautiously, and it's very likely that unless one team really snowballs out of control in the early game, this game goes 40, 50, 60 minutes, and that's where, in the late game setting, Shadow Shaman is amazing. Not so much for his pushing power with Serpent Wards, but for the Hex and for the Shackles.
Oh my, oh my. Looks like we're going to have a Treant Protector Phoenix combo coming out from EHOME. We've been seeing plenty of Tree, we've been seeing plenty of Phoenix, but this is the first time in a while we actually get to see them back together on the same side. Something that EG really flexed back at DAC. Just huge amounts of teamfight potential. And now that you're in the position of LGD and you've already possibly committed to both of your supports, you got to think about what kind of options you have to really counter back to this tremendous team fight. You got to find a way to quickly attack and break down the egg and possibly deal with the Treant Protector, whether that means committing to like a Manta style kind of a hero. It's definitely something to recognize.
Like, it's as much as the team's been avoiding Troll is one of the best ways of dealing with a Phoenix Egg. He gets items which gets you out of overgrowth as well, be it the BKB or the Manta style. I feel like this is a good Troll game. I mean, any game's a good Troll game, but here especially.
Yeah, I agree with that. If it's an offlane Earthshaker, Silencer wouldn't be too bad. Silencer can really punish a Phoenix in the laning phase. Probably one of the best. Silencer and Skywrath Mage. Plus, you can probably see the potential of coming in. If a Treant dishes out Overgrowth and you immediately spawn with the Global Silence, that team fight quickly gets put on hold. But that's not going to be what's happening. They're going to go with the Lina because it's Zhao Wei, and he frickin' loves Lina. I can't understand it. This guy's played so much Lina. It's unbelievable.
Just sticking with what's been working. I feel like there's something to be said with your comfort zone picks, but there's also, I feel like, maybe some more well-rounded drafts you'd go for. Like, I think one of the best options they could have gone for is like a Troll Ancient Apparition. With Rubik AA, you've got an amazing support duo, and Troll farms and dominates a lane. Then he rotates to the jungle. AA takes a lane, farms an Ag Scepter Midas, and your late game is scary with a Troll AA. But the Lina's just been what LGD have been picking every single game, so they're going to stick with what's been working for the most part. At least half of the time it's been working.
Luna, I'm feeling it here and now. It's something that EHOME have gone for. Glaives could be pretty nice in that big team fight when they're already forced and locked into position, and they banned out the Morph themselves. I was going to say maybe Morphling here for ZYF, but now that they pass on that, other go-to options for him, I mean, is not the Jug, as it's been banned out. They even banned out that Troll as well. That's funny enough. But Luna has been something else he's fallen back on. Outside of that,
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know. To be honest with you, it becomes a bit more fickle. Faceless Void is going to be the grab here.
They want the team fight. They want the late game assurance. When you've got Chronosphere as far as fighting around the late game, when you can have a 6-slotted Void is one of the best things you can have to offer. But I feel like LGD are going to see this and be like, they're going for this super late game, team fight centric lineup. let's dominate the early game more. Like, let's go back to what we did in Game 2 and Game 3. Go for these 20-25 minute wins and pick like a good carry that can fight early and push early. Like, maybe they go for the Luna for Sylar. Lycan would have been great. It's banned out, but Luna may be the next best bet. I don't.
It's a shame they didn't go for that silencer.
LGD. 10 seconds remaining.
They need more right-click damage, I think. That's Medusa. Okay, they're going for the super late. Oh, well, I mean, this kind of super late game. They could go for like the 20-25 minute Medusa push, which they used to do a lot of, but this is the other option. I figured it was either going to be the Medusa or it's going to be the pushing aggressive carry like a Luna, but
yeah, Sylar, this is just kind of one of the go-tos, and it's like, okay, it's Game 5. We need to get a win. Let's get Sylar this Medusa. We know he can do it. He's done it many a time before. If we can get him to put together that kind of a farm, we create enough space and attention between our Lina and Rubik's support duo, the Earthshaker, and of course maybe if he can do a bit of a repeat from what we saw in game number 3, it shouldn't take too much effort for Sylar to put together the farm. But EHOME have a lineup that do peak and can come online a bit sooner, and if they can take advantage of that opportunity, there won't be a late game for Sylar to go to. So there it is, man. This is our draft for Game 5 hype right now. Winner gets the land spot at the Summit 3 house. The loser will not. And their Summit 3 road ends, and they'll just have to hope for the best in the next tournament here. I don't want to wait too much longer. Let's just fire out the introduction so we can pay attention to all the action ahead. Dire side, we got LGD Gaming. They were able to take down EHOME in Game 2 and 3. And we got MMY, who's going to be playing your support Rubik's Sylar. He's on your Medusa, Xiao 8. He's going to be playing your Lina. We got Maybe again on your Shadow Fiend, and that will leave Yao once more playing his now off-lane Earthshaker.
Well, for your Radiant side, coming in as underdogs perhaps, Team EHOME going to have their captain drafter, ROTK on the offlane Phoenix. Mid lane is going to be Inflame, going back to the Queen of Pain. Down bottom we've got Lamb going to be playing your Shadow Shaman. ZYF on the Faceless Void, and that leaves DDC on the Treant Protector.
30 seconds.
Oh, he missed the sentry. Unfortunate.
Oh, 2 sentries committed, and just look how close he was to getting that obs. Not going to be happening there. That's 200 gold lost for Lanham, and he's got to be a bit heartbroken about that one. I mean, it's not a blocked camp, but that vision is going to remain, and that makes things a lot easier for Yao for when he can feel comfortable in the lane and when he knows he might need to step back and away.
The battle begins.
Alright, so it looks like both mid laners going to be getting a bounty rune apiece. Pretty standard stuff. Both supports are going to be blocking the mid lane for their mid laners, so a Quap versus SF mid. Quap has to be a bit careful because of the Earthshaker factor. Also Rubik, another good instant stun. If you lead with a Fissure from Fog and then Rubik suddenly smoked in and gets close enough for a telekinesis with a couple raises, Queen of Pain can go down very quickly. So I feel like the Queen of Pain has to be a lot more cautious in this mid lane just because of the supports that are rotating around this game, even though Queen of Pain is more of the lane dominator.
Denied.
Relatively even as far as the blocks go. They start to manipulate the aggro of the creeps to try to get it a bit more in their favor. For right now, it's very nice for Maybe, so he pulls it back his way. Relatively even matchup early on. The Queen of Pain is going to try to take advantage before the Shadow Fiend does get to that level 5 and can quickly raise down waves at his will.
Oh, Shadow Fiend's struggling. He's used 2 raises and got 0 CS, but that is a problem for Maybe. You want to use these raises to get that early bottle. If you're not getting last hits, you really can struggle. There we go. He's got a couple last hits at least, but he needs souls as soon as possible.
Yes. Well, he'll be able to step back away as he tries to get that bottle together here. Let's check out some of the side lanes. Yao, he's already got that creep wave nice and high. Probably dishing out that early fissure block certainly helps. Now gets the connection here. On the ZYF, actually gets him to time walk back and away. And he just goes to work here, denying out a couple of camps. But he's got a huge double wave here, which is going to be pushing forward. Put that together with the pull that probably Lanham has been trying to help with. He is still trying to walk around and, I don't know, work something here with one of these camps. He's got more sentries coming his way. He's determined. He's going to probably put one at the very top, and that's not going to see anything either. Oh, he's just probably
I think his own sentry blocked the camp. Meanwhile, mid lane, Queen of Pain with a Treant gank. Gets the kill on the Shadow Fiend. That's a good start for EHOME.
Wasn't expecting that.
Pool camp has been an absolute catastrophe for EHOME, though.
Yeah.
He's gonna look back and be like, "Oh, my own sentry blocked it." That's unfortunate.
Right, Lanham,
it's
you've
the
been
bottom right
distracting
sentry,
me
which is
long
too close.
enough. You got to get this one. He's got one more sentry, but he has not put it down or committed for it yet. He's like, I kind of need to be there to try to zone back this Earthshaker. But for now, he's not going to get it. This little, like, side game right here. Man.
He's used 2 tangos as well, or even 3 tangos, it looks like.
Well, at
3
least he'll be able to get
tangos
a
and 3
bounty.
sentries for nothing.
Fortune's changed.
Very rough as it stands for now. Head CS does belong to Sylar as we check the other side of the map. ROTK on his Phoenix, able to kind of get a couple CS together. Only the 2 as he gets to his level 3 mark. That's the creep now under the tower to work with here. Sylar happy to kind of get right in his face if necessary. He's doing just fine as Yaoi's going to be the one to kind of work with the pulls here. Never going to go with the full pull through. Yep, it is spawned. So we'll be able to pull that one back nice and easy. DDC on this tree, man, definitely helps out EHOME as they set up that first blood. He continues to kind of truck around this mid lane, kind of keep LGD guessing as far as where he could be popping up from. It's been enough where MMY's kind of shown up to this mid lane to be a help and a service to maybe, just in case.
Okay, well, Team EHOME, they're going to be looking to keep the pressure up in this mid lane, it looks like, with Treant lurking around continuously. But at the same time, I think LGD recognize that. They've just camped the Rubik in this mid lane for the most part, looking to reveal any potential smoke ganks from the north, which is a very just common go-to kind of smoke route, and just keeping the Shadow Fiend safe. Rubik's just going to alternate between stacking the big camp and then protecting the Shadow Fiend mid. Does mean the Phoenix can get a bit more out of this lane, because without the telekinesis there, it gets a lot harder to kill and pressure ROTK.
EHOME are getting a lot. Mid lane certainly going to favor Inflame with that first kill. And with obviously the CS lead, 12 and 16 to Shadow Fiends now 9 and 3, plus ZYF in the bottom. Having too much trouble with the Earthshaker, no surprise about that. 23 and 6 for him. But mid lane, that's where things are getting a bit tense. Lanham looking to get involved. There's a committed forward movement. Immediate telekinesis pull. MMY have been waiting for this opportunity, but there's living armor. And suddenly a wild Lanham appears, and they get the kill. They take down Maybe. They're going for MMY. They make it a twofer. Huge lead off here for EHOME in the mid lane as they push ahead 3-0.
That's just sick play and great understanding of what their lineup can do. Knowing that Queen of Pain had the living armor to tank up a lot of damage and could blink in aggressively, and Lamb was rotating in from the side. Unfortunately, they're going to lose Phoenix at top. Nice play. Dude, Jiaowei's just been slaying Phoenixes. This is the second time RTK and Phoenix has just been getting taken out by Lenas. They don't need the telekinesis, apparently. The Lena's all they need, and just a bit too aggressive coming out from RTK.
Yeah, and surprising that all they need is the one little Xiaowei level 1 LSA to get him locked in place. And ROTK has been put in check, which LGD certainly needed it after the pressure that's been built up against them in this mid lane. And it's another stun that instantly connects onto him. Xiaowei just really being the bouncer here. Forces ROTK back about now down to half life. He's going to go for a quick pull, but there's Xiaowei to say, nope, not so fast. I'm taking that pull right back. You may be able to deny one camp or one little creep, but that is not going to be enough.
Okay. RTK needs to sit back. He's pretty low on HP. Doesn't have any good HP regen for this lane, which makes his life a lot more difficult, but the other lane's going well enough. Your Void is up there, not quite on par with the Medusa, but very close. Unfortunately, losing that pull camp was a really big issue for EHOME's support, but they made up for it. The kills on mid lane, the stacks they've got going in the jungle, this is going to be, I feel like, decent enough for them. And they've got huge stacks. They've got 2 triple stacks, or even one of these is a quad stack. They've got a lot of big camps stacked up in this Radiant jungle for whoever to farm. The Queen of Pain, the Phoenix. Just group up with 2 or 3 heroes and farm it. That's going to be good gold to go their way later down the road.
Yeah, they don't have traditional easy jungle farmers, I guess you could say. I mean, there's potential to do it. If they need that bit of recovery for ROTK to maybe try to rush forward into his Midas, that certainly could help out. And yeah, even Inflame on the Queen of Pain can help take it down quickly if she wants to get that Orchid sooner than later. It seems to be possibly what she could be go for. This could always be the robe for power tread, so we'll have to see. But as there's a bit of harassment, your Fissure is Yao does make his presence known in this mid lane. Is going to be quickly canceled out from the living armor to fly out here. And just touching base there with DDC. He's been getting involved with a couple of these kills, and he's on serious stacking duties. He turns quickly this triple into a quadruple stack. Man, oh man, that is a lot of freaking farm. I'm sure these supports would love to get in and leech in some of that sweet XP.
Yep. I think it may be the Phoenix who goes and works on it with the Fire Spirits. Like, you got a level 5 Phoenix, can't really get too much out of the offlane anymore. Doesn't really gank too well. Just get your Fire Spirits going and farm it maybe with the Queen of Pain. Like, Inflame may come help him out, but it looks like Inflame is pushing out this mid lane and has that in mind.
Yeah, Mwai's just trying to get a bit of solo time for now on his Rubik. Got to get that level 6. That's where your Rubik's bread and butter is really in play. But the second he does that, Inflame immediately goes right to the jungle side. Maybe scouting out for anyone to be kind of stepping back, working in the jungle, but no one is there. So he's going to round the corner, and he's heading right for Sylar. He's got his Sonic Wave ready to go. This is not going to be the easiest target. He will need a +1 if he wants to make a go onto this Medusa.
Yeah. Wondering if they look to rotate the Void somewhere at some point to use a Chronosphere. Did
Yeah.
go back for the Treads before finishing off his Mask of Madness, so... Not seeing ZYF go for a straight kind of early killing build with a Rush Mask of Madness. No Midas as well, but pretty standard stuff here. They're going to smoke up, and I think that smoke got scouted out. The GG Roche Ward spotted that smoke. Lamb... Oh, did it? Lamb hasn't backed off. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I missaw that one, but Fisher going to come out. Lamb, Dragon Slave brought down. Okay.
That's just an easy kill, and it doesn't even involve them having to get too close for it. It's set up from a long-range fissure, and then just a quick Dragon Slave and Fade Bolt, and your little support Rasta is done for. ROTK had taken a timeout from the off lane. He farmed through that whole stack. He's got 700 gold on top of his little Tranquil Boots, so he's probably trying to get that Midas, but here's Inflame now, scouting out mid lane, where there are 3 LGD members. This is not going to be too easy, but if he can catch these supports, he can get a quick hit and run.
Yeah. Maybe on the Shadow Fiend a bit. He also knows these supports are staying behind maybe, so lift into a LSA will cause him some problems.
Alright, maybe. Currently at 41-9 CS. Same goes for your Queen of Pain. We switch it over to the net worth where Sylar is edged out on top, just a little bit ahead from your Queen of Pain. I mean, it's not really a surprise as Sylar's had the top lane completed to work with, Aquila and Phase Boots on hand. I'm curious to see, though, like you said before, when are we going to see ZYF really dish out this Chronosphere early on? He's been parked out on the side here, waiting, but no opportunity has really presented itself. They know that Zhao 8 and MMY are here waiting behind the tower.
Oh, they see so much, and they're going for the wraparound here. Phoenix is ready to go with the Supernova. This is looking like a bad spot to be for LGD.
Oh, they even nature's guys, but it actually comes off quickly. There they make their move. MMY is going to be the one to catch out. ROTK could go down without giving the egg. There's the egg, and it's right with the chrono. Beautifully set up from ZYF. Now they do end up losing ROTK, but they quickly take down 2. Lanham gets involved, drops down the ward. Sylar makes his appearance from that top lane, and it's a double kill at the end of it for Inflame as they take out 3 from LGD. They lose 1. LGD will be able to quickly farm up these wards since they're just a little too far from the tower. But EHOME are trying to at least secure a tier 1. It's not going to happen as back from the dead Zhao Wei's going to be rotating in. And it looks like EHOME are just going to walk away with that bit of winning.
That Chrono Egg is just insane combo. Well, good news for LGD is that Sylar TP'd in and could bring down the egg pretty much by himself. So they at least had something that they salvaged out from that fight, but it's still an overall big win for EHOME. Immediately ROTK's back top lane, continuing to farm, get more levels, and it's a nice little game for them. Inflame gets up his ultimate orb. He's got 5.3k net worth, and both Void and Queen of Pain in a fantastic position here in the mid game.
So maybe another quick sheep here for your Queen of Pain, possibly. I mean, I don't think this is a Lincoln's game whatsoever, so it did a lot of work for him in the previous game. Looking to do it again as he farms through another stacked up jungle camp for him.
Yeah,
he's on good time.
It seems like this just Hex BKB refresher is like the best way to itemize if you want to go late game. If you go for an Orchid, you have to dominate and kind of snowball with it. But with a Hex build, it's like even if you play passively and don't get any kills and just have a Hex for 15 minutes without using it, you're still fine because you get to a late game and you've got a Hex, which is amazing. So it's the safest build to go for, and it's good regardless. You get some survivability from the ulti orb, you get +10 stats, so You can see, in a game like this where it's really tense, it does seem like the right way to go.
And so we touch base here with the side of LGD. Sylar's got his own little fancy ulti orb to show off for himself. And MMY was able to secure out his arcane boots. They're trying to get Xiaowei to get to level 6. He is able to get it now, so we got Laguna to work with here. We'll see if they try to put it to immediate use. I don't know, do we have a smoke here on MMY? No, no smoke yet. Did they just buy one? They did. So the purple stuff is on the way. They would love to get a quick pick with that if possible here. Plus they have an Invis on and maybe in a Shadow Fiend. This is the formula for LGD to turn this game back and try to get a couple of big picks, or at least a good team fight their way.
Seems they're just trying to farm up their Shadow Fiend for the time being, and maybe is kind of in catch-up mode, at least to some extent. This is the same story as last game, where he gets kind of beaten down in the lane, but then just finds ridiculous farm, and all it's going to take is one good fight for him, where he gets a couple of kills, some nice races off, and suddenly he'll go from 2k gold to 3.5k gold like he did last time, and he has a BKB complete. So I imagine we'll be seeing a similar build come out. BKB against the Tree and Overgrowth, the Shadow Strikes, the Shadow Shaman himself, the Phoenix is going to be definitely an item you want at some point on your Shadow Fiend.
Sylar now moving over to the mid lane to work with, but we'll keep touching base here with bottom. Chronosphere is back up and ready to go. Same with the wards. This tier 1 is very low. Quite supple looking here for EHOME, and it looks like they might be able to get it. No TPs to come, but top lane, that's where we're going to see it go on, and maybe. Oh, DDC was going to try to get off an Overgrowth, but gets canceled. Doesn't matter, we'll get it off there at the end. Sonic Wave also flies out, and they get a nice twofer. Inflame grabs them both as they take down both Shadow Fiend and your Earthshaker. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, they are able to bring down the Rasta. Lanham will go down in exchange for the tier 1 tower. So it's a tier 1 +2 for EHOME, just losing out their support.
Yeah, I think the bottom lane for Shadow Shaman was an okay trade. Does feed away all his wards to the support, so Rubik and Lini get a bit of gold, but you get a tier 1 tower. You deny some of that map control, especially a tower near Roshan. So if you want to go for Roshan later on using the Circle Wards with a smoke in, it's one less tower LGD have near the pit. So it is it's relatively important tower to bring down. And Shadow Shaman gets up to 1,600 gold. His Blink Dagger not far away at this point.
Inflame gonna get smacked with the fissure, but obviously Sylar is much one-woman and can't do a whole lot about it. But it's enough to kind of get this Queen of Pain to go back to the fountain. And now they're going to pressure this mid lane and try to take this tier 1.
They want to take towers while Chrono's on cooldown. And that's the big annoying thing against Stream Protect. If you ever go for a tower push and don't finish off a tower, it gets healed back up. And suddenly you're going to come another time where it's full HP once more. And I think EHOME recognizing that, they're going to try to do what they can to defend this tier 1.
Spirits fly out from ROTK. As Inflame shows up, gets a brief scream off. Sonic Wave also on cooldown, and it's not enough to stop him. LGD take the tower, they get a nice little D ward as well, and they walk away with that extra bit of pocket change. Still behind, though, to EHOME's 8-4, but they're fine to just kind of hold on here. If they're able to bring in more gold by taking out those kind of structures, they want to funnel it towards their precious Medusa, who I anticipate is going to be going right for the Scotty here, first and foremost. It doesn't seem like a big Lincoln's game. Lincoln's ain't going to stop no Chronosphere, so building up more of the stats seems to be the big picture here. But there's going to be a smoke. Overgrowth is back. The ultimates are coming online. EHOME, they want to put them right back to use once more.
They'll maybe go for this mid-tier 1 tower with the Surf Mod. It looks like Lamb is setting up. Yeah, he'll drop them and try and force the issue.
Alright, Chrono does connect on both supports, so quickly take down MMY. Immediate Sheep on the Sylar, plus the Shackle follow-up from Lanham. There's going to be the Stone Gaze to fly out. Inflame, going to look to run away here. Has the blink, but she's petrified. They're able to bring down DDC. Echo Slam to lock him in place. Meanwhile, the Laguna gets the finish on the ZYF from Xiaowei. And now ROTK. He's going to get connected and hit from the fissure. He cannot Icarus dive away from this one. He's got to try to turn the corner here. Maybe has a couple of raises if he can connect with maybe the 2 after the right click. Oh, gets the connection there with the long-range raise. And just like that, LGD come out on top. They take down 3, only costing them the mid-tier 1 tower.
It feels like they threw... If they want to go in Sylar, they have to kill him. They threw like a lot of spells at Sylar, didn't kill the Medusa. I think the safe option is to just go for more of the supports. Like, they kill off the Rubik, they should have gone for the Lina,
Radiant's
the
bottom
Shadow
tower
Fiend
is
even, but
under
Medusa
attack.
got kept alive by the mech, kept alive by the Mana Shield, the Stone Gaze, and as much damage as they threw on the Medusa, they never killed her off. They could have just kited the Medusa or, like, avoided her. Like, throw a Shadow Strike on Medusa and then just chase down the supports. Queen of Pain could have finished off Lina, who was low HP, could have gone for the Earthshaker, but does feel like EHOME didn't fight around the Supernova. It was a really nice Supernova, but instead of fighting towards the Supernova, they chased the Medusa further south, which kind of worked against them.
So we see Queen of Pain still at the top net worth here, 8,500, but then nipping at her heels. You got your maybe Shadow Fiend and Sylar's Medusa, which they are both currently farming out this pretty big and girthy Ancient stack. Lots of gold to come their way. Those ultimate orbs both in hand here for Sylar. Maybe's got his mech complete. He's been changing up his Shadow Fiend build each game in conjunction, obviously, with what he's been put up against here. And with this huge team fight potential from EHOME, this mech should get a lot of mileage. Focus towards this top lane is DDC, riding under the Nature's Guise. They're looking to go for this tier 1 tower possibly, and if they can get Zhao 8 as a bonus, they would love it here. Now they move in. There's the Hex. There's the Ether Shock, and it doesn't take much else. They get him down, and now it's going to be pressure on the tier 1.
Lamb's just got so much farm on this Shadow Shaman. Having a 5k net worth Shadow Shaman with a blink and suddenly 1k gold, picks up a Staff of Wizardry. He's taking down towers all over the place with his Serpent Wards. He's getting good farm. He's got 64 CS. He's out farming RTK's Phoenix. This is a lot of impact coming out from your 4 position support.
And they get another tower. Couldn't quite get the last hit there with the wards, but still, plenty of gold to go around here for EHOME's side. And yeah, I mean, that's the big benefit to having something like a Shadow Shaman over the line, is with those wards, you just seem to bring in so much quick gold if you're taking down towers fast, or even just the amount of creeps they're able to quickly bring in. And now we see LGD kind of circling around this Roche pit. They kind of have a Roche lineup, but it's not going to be too easy. They still have a tier 1 on this bottom lane that would probably be a lot easier for them if they can get that one down first, which could be the thing that they go for here. They already have 4 committed to this bottom, but at the same time, we have EHOME already adding a little bit of pressure at the top. Oh, I say that, and Inflame's already on his way out back to base, but now it's smoked up LGD squad. Going to be rummaging through the EHOME jungle side. Could end up crossing paths with CYF. Oh, jump in, Echo Requiem. See you later, Faceless Void. LGD. Quick and easy pick for them.
Oh yeah, that's the Blink Dagger from Yao coming into good play. And it looks like a lot of big nukes being thrown at him, but you've got to secure that kill. If you go for that and he somehow backtracks some damage or gets a time walk off while you're casting your fissure, the Echo has 0 cast time, so that is the way to go to ensure that kill. And they want to make sure this Void doesn't have time to farm a BKB. Just the Mithril Hammer back in the base. He's only 1 recipe away, so EHOME set back a little bit with ZYF being down there on the board.
Oh, they might go for Sylar here, who has that Scotty now complete. Well, the opportunity was there for a bit near the jungle, but that opportunity is gone as he makes himself back towards the tier 2, and now it's just easy for rotations to come from the rest of the LGD squad. MMY's here now. He's trying to get his Blink Dagger. He's getting pretty close, about 1,900 gold, and your Rubik is a bit more easy access. But for now, he has Time Walk, so that's a free little Blink Dagger. He puts it to use, jumps in Telekinesis, maybe looking to get the raise off. And, well, he gets the quick sheep and a quick hop out there. Inflame, narrowly escaping trouble. That was very tedious play right there.
So hook it out. On lane, Phoenix could be in some issues here. Here comes Zhao 8 with the Laguna Blade, and ROTK. See him on the sidelines a bit too much today, I've got to say.
Yep. See you later, ROTK. Blaine, I'm looking how to Yao. Yao has found a nice little spot, and he's going to TP away, and no one's going to see him. Now EHOME, though, they continue to truck down this bottom lane. They have Chrono ready to go. They have wards ready to go, and Sonic Wave here. LGD, we'll see if they look to put up a defense as they look to head towards that spot. The wards are now going to be dropped here. Glyph soon to follow. And Zhao is trying his best to quickly clear out the creep wave so they can put the attention onto the wards themselves.
Should be an easy defend. No Phoenix, no Treant. They see the Treant mid. They know Phoenix is dead. They'll just clean up the wards for very little damage on the tower. That's just easy money going the way of LGD. Sylar probably didn't need a TP down here, but I think he wants to go for this push. This is when your Medusa gets this Skadi, this
Radiant's
is like an
top tower
LGD
is
classic.
under attack.
21 minutes in, they 5-man and actually push. They don't generally end the game with this. Normally it does go to the late game with their Medusa, but they use this mid-game with the Medusa to take a lot of towers and to kind of force EHOME to avoid fights. Team on the jungle, they're going to catch out the Void again! Can he get out of this one? The Time Walk just barely in time. The Living Armor saves him 9 HP. Oh boy, that was close.
That was close. My goodness. He's able to narrowly escape that one. Cost him a couple ultimates from the side of LGD, but I guess it's a little bit of extra space as they're able to secure a nice tier 1 tower takedown. And now with that, they have a bit more flexibility if they maybe want to even move into this Roche pit possibly in the near future. But meanwhile, you do have Inflame pressuring this mid lane. Love to get some early shots onto that one. But Eagles decide to step back and away. And now suddenly it's a 10-9 kind of a game. LGD, it was a bit of a slow start. EHOME are really getting a lot. But they have been able to find their way back into this one. And for Game 5, the last game, it's still looking pretty close. I mean, just look at the net worth. It's dead even. And an XP bonus, though, for LGD. 3K for them.
Yeah, I feel slightly better about LGD's position right now. Phoenix not going for the first side of Midas. They're not really getting much out of his mech rush, just because they haven't been able to find those good team fights. The Void is being dealt with. His farm has slowed down a lot. He's down to 8k net worth. He's not got that Maelstrom to give him the farming speed. Not to say he should have gone for it, but you die once or twice, or even that last time where he didn't die, but he got forced back to base to heal, he's just not farming. Not like the Shadow Fiend Medusa are. Luckily, the Queen of Pain's looking good. I feel like this game is going to come down to some big Inflame performance.
They want Sylar, they blink in, they sheep him up, but they quickly realize they don't have nearly enough damage to do anything to this Medusa. ROTK could end up going down. He should end up going down, and yeah, Bird's got nowhere to go. No Icarus dive to make it away.
I don't think they were trying to kill him there. I think they were just trying to force TP so they could push the bottom T2 tower, but ROTK dived in. He does not, his dive's got a long cooldown. He can't go for that play. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Lamb gonna get jumped on by Yao. That's a blink stun, and Shadow Shaman with a Force Staff as well as a blink dagger. Looks like he will be okay. I like the play to go on Sylar at top with the Queen of Pain, Blink, Hex, and all that because it forces out TPs. But I don't know what ROTK is doing, canceling his dive and committing as hard as he did.
Yeah, maybe a possible small bit of communication as far as what they want to be able to get out of these bit of skirmishes here. And they still can't take down that tier 2 tower on the bottom lane, and they end up handing over all that sweet ward gold from the Shadow Shop. Now LGD, knowing ROTK was just brought down, the wards are down. They're going to go into the Roche pit, and they should be able to get it pretty damn fast here. Sylar with that big right click, plus maybe in that aura. Isn't going to really take too long. And now we got an Aegis on the side of LGD, and it's going to get quickly snagged up from maybe. LGD in a really good position here in the mid game. 10-10 even up, but it's feeling like a strong start for them. We saw a little bit of that team fight potential from EHOME early on, but since then it's been a bit wishy-washy with your Faceless Void getting caught out, ROTK getting caught out. Now they smoke up. It's time to get everything synergized for EHOME if they want to get themselves right back into this game. There's the blink forward Hex. MMY could get caught out, should get caught out. Okay, but there's going to be the fissure. Jump in, Requiem, lock him in place with the Echo, but he gets the Chrono off. Connects with 2. Xiao will go down. Yao also still caught in, maybe though. Dishes out the Requiem. The egg is there, but they could be able to right-click it down. Yep, last hit right there at the end. Sylar gets it. Yao, fissure, not going to connect. Inflame is on the tip of this cliff right here to be able to make it away. But when the dust settles, it's a 2-for-1 trade. A slight advantage for EHOME on that.
Well, fighting into an Aegis as well. I think they'll be pretty happy with that. SF canceled his Requiem. I think he thought he was getting Chronosphered, but he was outside of the Chronosphere. Should have just maybe thrown the Requiem, negated some of the damage from output there, but it's still it's still an okay fight. LGD just losing supports, EHOME losing Phoenix, who's I guess kind of a support at this point, so it's the Shadow Shaman who's got a lot more farm and looks more like a hero, but here we go. Queen of Pain recognizing that Void is not in a good position to carry this game. We're going to start building some damage, picks up a Maelstrom of all items, and going to start just getting some clear as well as farming tools out on the map.
I mean, outside of the Faceless Void, who's trying to do work inside the Chrono for damage coming from the outside, Queen of Pain is pretty much your best bet, unless there's like wards that are planted down that could do a little bit. she will need to dish out some right-click damage and take advantage of that chrono while they got it. And now that chrono and that ults and those big ults are all down, I mean, this is the downside when you go with this big kind of team fight ultimate wombo combo factor, is that once it's all expended, LGD just go right to the next objective here, and there's not really a whole lot to stop them from doing it. This tier 2, though they got a living armor to try to slow them down quite a bit. Let's see if they have anything else to stop them. Here comes ROTK with the Ray, but that's not enough. Tier 2 will go down, and they step back and away. They still need about another 5 seconds for that chrono to be complete. I mean, he is getting pretty close to the level 3 chronosphere, which does bring down the cooldown a little bit, but he still needs to also get a bit more damage for himself. For now, just has the BKB and the Mask of Madness.
It's not quite cutting it. Picks up a Mithril Hammer, so probably see him go into that Maelstrom build as well. Good, decent damage output, but also, again, it's about having a farming tool. In this game, if you're EHOME, likely to go late game, you want to have those tools that can maximize your farming efficiency. Both teams smoked up, and both teams headed the opposite direction. They passed by each other undetected. EHOME checking out the Dire jungle, LGD checking out the Radiant jungle, and may see Queen of Pain be the one who gets jumped on in mid lane.
Yeah, eventually they do a whole wraparound here from LGD, and they could come in from behind. EDC seems to be the target. Immediate jump in Echo, and just quick work as they turn that tree into paper.
Yeah.
And with that, they'll just move towards what looks like the next objective, bottom tier 2. With Sylar already there, they're looking to make quick work of it.
Radiant's bottom tower
Not something
is
that can
under
be
attack.
easily defended for EHOME. They'll have to defend high ground, and they can't really take a trade for it, because they're going to get back and defend their high ground as well. Next, he starts TPing ROTK. He's going to delay things with some Fire Spirits, but the tower will go down.
Radiant's
And
bottom
they keep
tower
moving
has
forward. They want to
fallen.
force out those rotations. EHOME are going to have to respond.
Still got Aegis for 1 minute.
Yeah, there it is on hand.
Dire's top
Maybe
tower is under
puts himself
attack.
into the high ground. He's getting slowed down significantly from those spirits, but eventually he will be able to dish out the damage. Tower now at about half life here, and they're still waiting
Dire's
behind. They have
structures are
Chrono,
fortified.
but LGD are not going to stick around and give them the chance to catch anyone out. So they take that. Another big bounty boost for them, and what was an even game about 5 minutes or so ago is quickly a 5k net worth advantage for LGD, and about the same as far as XP goes. They're in really good position here for this final game 5, and it's building up to be a lot more pressure on EHOME to be able to execute these big team fight combos, and
Yeah.
it just hasn't really been there yet.
LGD can just sit back, take Roches as they please, farm these big scary late game carries, the Shadow Fiend and the Medusa, and then you've even got supports who offer a lot. Your Lina with a Yule Scepter, 1500 gold will work on an Ag Scepter at some point. Your Earthshaker with a Blink 4-staff now. Looks like they're gonna go in bottom lane, they bring down your Void.
Wow,
Didn't
that
get a
was
chance
quick.
to even BKB.
That was ridiculous. That was just so fast.
Oh, they
They're-
see DDC now. They've got a gem.
Yep. There's a stun. There's a stun. And there's a death. He goes down. And the way that LGD are just able to strike so fast and from afar without EHOME even knowing, and then they could just get on top of it. Meanwhile, mid lane, Lanham gets the sheep, gets the hold on the Sylar. It's enough space for him to be able to blink away. But they got to quickly get to this bottom lane as well. And LGD are
That's
going to
where
take
Sylar's headed.
advantage as much as possible while this Void is out of the picture for at least another 25 seconds. Tier 3 is going to be going down.
Yeah, no glyph available, and this is looking ugly. Zhao Wei tries to go in with a Yule Scepter. Doesn't get the initiation off. They may lose melee
Radiant's
racks
bottom
here.
tower has fallen.
This is big. LGD move in now. Lots of damage. ZYF will be up now in about 8 seconds, but LGD, they already can taste early victory here. They want to get this. And they could bring it down. Lanham. Oh my god, so much damage. He gets fade bolted. Now the wards will go down. ZYF, he's going to make a committed jump for a Chrono here. ROTK, he goes down. Oh, he gets Lagooted. Now a 3-man Chrono, but there's no follow-up. He's not doing anything. He's swinging a Nerf bat. The Chrono was stolen from MMY. He uses it. Catches out Lanham on his buyback return. ZYF goes down again. He's out for a minute. This game 5 could be over just like that. LGD could get another here, and Flame will go down. And an
he's got no
emphatic.
buyback.
He's out as well. Oh man, this is
dieback for
racks
Queen of
down.
Pain.
This is racks down for LGD.
Radiant's bottom barracks are
Well,
Oh,
the good
man.
news is there's a tier 2 tower mid, so they can't go mid lane for that high ground, but that is still crippling damage done. The buyback's being used. I don't know what Silas is saying, but I imagine he's pretty
man.
happy about something.
I don't know. I hope someone tells us because
That is... I've never seen like a Chinese player like old chat like that. That is very uncharacteristic for a team like LGD and a player like Silas.
he'll fit right into the Summit House if that's
Yeah.
what he's going to bring. I mean, my God.
Let's put him up against Arteezy and Sumail as far as bringing out the old chat. He'd fit into that NA Dota culture.
For all we know, he's like, I don't know, condolences. I'm sorry we had to do that. My apologies. But yeah, I don't know. That is already a huge statement here from LGD. And about 30 minutes in, they take the first set of racks. EHOME scrambled now, trying to shake this one off. Still have yet to be able to align all these big ultimates and get something going. It's just been LGD taking it to them, finding these picks, and taking advantage of those little windows of opportunity. When the ultimates are down, when the heroes are down, they truck on forward, they take down the objectives, and there's just nothing that can really stop them. And with the security of having a Sylar Medusa, I don't think they're going to have much of an answer. She quickly has an Eagle Song already on top of her Scotty, on top of her Manta. They smoke up. They're not looking to let up whatsoever. They go towards the mid lane. ROTK is going to get hit with that stun, but they can't quite follow it up. MMY couldn't get close enough. Now they move back in. Wards are going to be dropped. There is a Chrono. It does connect onto 3, but the damage, it's just not enough. They shrug it off as the BKB was already popped. Stonegaze is going to be there. The egg will be taken down. There's a Sonic Wave, but they still can't get anyone. They've already lost 3. It's over. 1G. No second G. There's 2 Gs. Okay, that is it. 33 minutes in, LGD have done it in a very long-winded 5-game series. They are the team who wins, and they are the team who will go to the Summit House and take that one China spot. Congratulations to them, and what a hell of a series.
Yeah, man, they bring it. The team, it looks kind of friendly here, but they're chatting back and forth. Whether it's friendly or not, well, maybe we'll find out more at the Summit. But LGD coming to LA, fantastic best-of-5 series. They look dominant in Game 2 and 3, but the rest of the series, I gotta say, EHOME put up a good fight and showed what they're worth here. This is a team to look out for moving forward.
Oh, man. All right, so there we have it. And pretty much, who's left, GoDz? Are we just weighing out now for the one redemption slot? Is that
That's
it?
it. That's,
okay.
That's all that's left. So if you like what you saw from EHOME, be sure to get your compendiums and get voting, because they may need some of your support.
And those votes, I believe, start going online about 4 hours from now. It looks like Eastern
I think it's
time?
1 hour from now, actually.
Oh, I thought it was noon Pacific. Maybe it's noon Eastern.
Noon Eastern.
Noon Eastern. Oh, okay. So
Yep.
then it's 1 hour and 5 minutes from now.
Yep.
I'll try my best to get the link as far as how you could put in your vote with your compendium into the chat. We'll get that up there for you. And those votes will open, as we just said, in 1 hour time. So a lot of great candidates out there. You know, we have a lot of Alliance fans. A lot of people feel like Asus Polar deserve a chance to fight back after they took Secret in the full 5-game stretch. Maybe after seeing this series, people feel like EHOME should be able to have a spot. I'm really excited to see how it goes. But there we have it. All of the other spots have now been filled. And I am excited as ever for this series. And, well, before we round things out, GoDz, any final words?
Not much, man. Big thanks for having me on the cast as always. It's been a lot of fun. The Summit 3 has been fantastic, and a big thanks to everyone for tuning in. The online qualifiers are done, so for those of you tuning in who have a favorite team who didn't make it, make some content, do something cool, promote them. Like last time around, the redemption vote was amazing because of all the fan content they did to support Cloud9, to support Na'Vi, whatever it may have been. So if you're a fan of one of these teams, if you want to get Na'Vi, Alliance, the NIP squad, IG, or EHOME, whoever it may be to the Summit 3, go and promote it. Go and make some cool graphics, a cool video or something, and try and get them there. That's what I want to round things off by saying.
All right, gang, it's a pleasure, as always, to bring you these casts. I had such a great time working all the way through this Chinese bracket, and what a story that's been unfolding. And though I had to wake up at the before even sunrise to bring you the action, it was a lot of fun. So if you want to show your love and support to us, you can catch me over on my Twitter at KotLGuy. Catch GoDz over at BTS GoDz, and don't be afraid to scroll down and hit that follow button. Hell, if you're feeling extra generous, you can always subscribe as well. We have new emotes on the way here for our Twitch channel that you definitely need to look out for. And guys, with that said, let's just go ahead and put this baby to bed. We'll catch you next time. If you want to see any of the VODs from the earlier matches, they're being put up as we speak onto the YouTube. And, well, we'll see you next time. And we look forward to seeing who's going to be that final team to secure the redemption vote. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your Dota.